After so many deaths and attempts at trying to speedrun Minecraft, so much time had passed and yet I had not been able to beat it just once. Death after death, they just kept coming, but that didn't stop me. I persisted and continued in this challenge, and that led to a run I would call... I don't know, I was just being a little dramatic. Anyways, let's move on to the speedrun. So I load in and I spawn to a village, so I start just punching this tree here. And then I craft all my basic stuff, tools. I just make a wooden pickaxe and start digging down to get some stone for the stone tools. So I start making my tools, pickaxe, axe and shovel. After I make my tools, I start heading into houses of the village to see if I can find anything that can help me. I don't really find anything valuable except for the iron golem here, which I killed to get iron. I started making a butt here, but then I realized that I shouldn't do this and save my iron because I didn't have enough for a pickaxe. And so I started bringing my crafting table and realized that I can trade with the villagers to get a bucket instead of crafting one, and I can use my iron for an iron pickaxe instead. And so I make a barrel here since this is the workstation needed for the villagers to trade me a bucket. And so I replace the loom with the barrel and the villager turns to a fisherman. But then I realized that he doesn't have the trades that I need, so I replace it again. This time he does have the bucket, so I need emeralds to trade it for it. And a fast way to get emeralds is to craft a fletching table, which I did make last video, but none of the village wanted to go to my workstation. Anyways, so using the fletching table, I can use sticks and trade them to get emeralds. Since sticks are really easy to get, you can just like mine wood and craft them into sticks. And look how long it took me to get 2 pieces of flint. Also, by the way, during this time the village was going crazy with that door. You have a listen.
Where? Oh, there you are.
They just kept spamming that door open and closing. Anyways, I finally get my 2 flint. And I get another one for flint and steel. So I grab my fletching table and go into the house to trade with the villagers. So this one sells sticks, so I can just get some emeralds. And I need one more, so I start mining logs. And now we have 3 and we can get the bucket. And I just leave that fish to die. So I start looking for where I can go next. I do see another village in the distance, but I want to go to this desert over this way. And so I get to the village and start exploring more. Though I don't find much until a bit later. And now is a bit later because I just found the lava pool here. And so I start heading towards it and build my nether portal here. Same as last time. Putting the water bucket, building this L, and placing the buckets to make obsidian. Though I do mess up a bit here and fall in the lava. And so here I'm trying to figure out how the water goes. So I just make this hole for the water go and then realize that I'm dying. So I jump in the water and start eating some food to heal. And then now I can continue. Oh, also here, the video I was playing in the background stopped, so I can finally use the audio of the game. I will set my spawn point here just in case. And I actually spawned right next to a bastion, so this is really good for me. So I tried going up, but this pigman is in the way, so I go around and realize this is a good bastion that I like, because there's a bunch of gold. But then this pigman just came out of nowhere and started attacking me. So I just run around it, trying not to get hit. And so I make it back and try to get to the other side, because that's where all the gold is. So I'm just dodging these pigmans, trying to get to the gold. And there it is. So I build up and start mining. But then these piglins started shooting me and I needed to distract them with some gold. Once distracted, I continue mining. And when I'm done, I make a hole so it's easier for me to trade with the piglins. But then I kept getting shot at and losing more health and about to die. But luckily I was able to run with some food to heal. So now I'm just waiting for all the piglins to stop the trading. And I find this extra gold. So I craft it into ingots and give it to the piglins. During this time I also sort my inventory and do stuff like crafts and whatever. I make sure I have stuff like string for wool to make beds and glowstone to make the respawning so I can blow up the dragon within. I also try using my pie chart to locate the fortress. So what I'm looking at is the mob spawner, which always spawns in fortresses, but there's this one bastion called the treasure bastion and it has magma cube spawners, so I could detect that as well. Anyways, my piglins finished trading, so I suffocate them with gravel just in case they try to kill me. And so I start heading towards the direction that my pie chart was telling me it was. But then I also see these chests that I didn't get, so I went to go and get them. And they did prove to be worth it, because they had a lot of obsidian, which I needed to build portals with. Once I'm done doing chests, I head back. So I realized that it's really dangerous in the nether, so I drink the fire resistant potions just in case I fall into lava, which I won't because I'm so good at parkour. Hehe. And so I just navigate through this nether, trying to get to the fortress. And here I realized it's just a wall, so I just have to mine through. Also, during this time, I had to leave to do something real quick. So that's why I stood there for a second. And I also forgot my timer. So I didn't know what my real time was until I looked at my recording. And right here, I'm just double checking that I'm going the right way, which I am. So I just start digging up and trying to find some land and open space. And here I hear magma cubes jumping, so I'm just trying to mine towards them because I know they're in open space. And I find my way out. I don't really know where I'm going here, but I decided to throw down. But I realize I'm going the wrong way, so I try and go back up. And drink fire resistance, just in case something goes wrong. And so I head back down to try and find which way I need to go for the fortress. So I start mining towards the direction and make my way out. So I figure out which way I need to go and start heading out. Push this piglin off just in case it kills me. So I see this ruined portal and behind that a bastion. And I check this chest just in case it has something good I need, but nothing really useful. But then this is where I realized where this is the bastion that has the spawner. So I've just been going to this bastion instead of the fortress the whole time. So I try and go as far as possible to find the fortress. And here, I stand on a tree and increase my render distance to see if I can see anything. But what I realized is that there's another bastion here. I found 3 bastions and no fortresses. And so I head off in another direction. So a bit later, I find this ruined portal. So I pro down to not take any fall damage. And I find a golden apple, which is kind of useful in case I need it in emergencies. But then continue running. And then I found yet another bastion, but no fortress at all. But I head towards it because I haven't been around the area. And I do realize that I didn't have any food left, so I get mushrooms to make mushroom stew. And I managed to find red mushrooms here too. And some more. And so I find another bastion before I find the fortress. So I head to that direction because I haven't explored it, and it seems like easy terrain to path. But then after going towards it, I find that it was next to a fortress, so that's good for me. And so I just start heading towards it. And also here, I realized that I didn't have wood to make into bowls for the mushroom stew. So I didn't have any food in case I need to heal. So I gotta be extra careful in this fortress and get hit as little times as possible. Right here, I hear blaze sounds and can see them in my subtitles in the bottom right. So I realized they're there and start running towards them, being extra careful to not get us hit. And so my pickaxe breaks, so I have to use my stone one instead. I'm being really careful to not get hit, because the only thing I have to heal is a golden apple, and I don't really want to use it. And so I start making the path bigger, and unfortunately I get hit, so I have to use my golden apple, so I don't die. And now I just start killing these blazes. I make a wall so I can hide behind it if they shoot me. I start jiggle picking these blazes I learned from my training of Valorant. Also, if you didn't know, blazes have like a 3-shot cooldown, so I know when to attack them and when I'm more safe to hit. And I managed to kill them all without taking much damage. And now I'm just waiting for more blazes to spawn. Right here, I get really scared and decide that I can make another portal to get to the overworld and see which way direction I can go to the stronghold. And so I lied it, but then these blazes spawned and I wanted to kill them, so I killed them first. I'm trying not to get hit because I know that one hit and I could be dead and the run would be over. So I kill them and get back through the portal. So I make my eye of enders and start trying to track the stronghold. I also use this time to try and get food, but realize there's only bunnies around and they're not very useful for food. So I just continue in my eye of enders and trying to find the stronghold. And so I throw an eye of ender, and I throw another 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 eye of ender. And then these mobs starting to attack me, and I was really scared because I was one hit from dying. And so I hide here and try to figure out what I can do. And then I realized that I have my bed and I can sleep. Then I go back to another portal, waiting for these guys to die. So it lags here and I almost fall off the edge, so I go ahead and block that off just in case. And another blaze spawn, so I kill him. And just waiting for more blazes to spawn. And I just narrowly escaped death. But here is when I realized that when I slept, I saved my spawn point. So I can just die and get back to full health. But these skeletons still shooting me. And so I start getting my eyes set through earlier. And so I throw another eye of ender. And the reason why I'm throwing these eyes of ender is because this thing called triangulation, where it uses trigonometry and stuff to find out roughly where exactly the stronghold is. But I completely forgot how to do it and was just trying to figure out something. And that's why I threw so many ender pearls. And here I realized I can use wood. I can finally get wood to make a bowl for stew. and get some food. And I can finally heal. And I also use this time to make iron boots. So I go back into the nether because I need more blaze rods and start waiting for one to spawn. And I don't remember what I was doing, but I was just AFK and they just started hitting me. So I took a lot of damage here. And so I get a blaze rod and realize that I can just go to the stronghold now because I have what I need. So I make my way in the direction that the eyes were going, inside the nether, because I can travel faster in the nether, since 8 blocks in the overworld is equal to 1 block in the nether. And so I start mining in the direction that I need to go. And so I find this open land and I want to go more out, so I just continue to keep going. And this is where I decide to build my nether portal. So I make out of the nether portal and find this desert temple, which I did not need to loot, but I did anyway. And my pickaxe just end up breaking. I did end up getting some good loot from it. The Regal apple was in a diamond, but I didn't really need it, so it just ended up being a little time loss. But by this time I was just trying to beat the Ender Dragon in any amount of time, so I was like whatever. And so I head out the temple, and so I throw another Ender Pearl and realized that I still need to go southeast, so I should have built my portal further out. And I end up running a bunch here. Meanwhile, trying to get some food. And I realized I've been running a while, so I throw another Ender Pearl, and it's still the same direction, so I keep going. And after a bit, I realized I'm running a while, so I throw another Eye of Ender, and it's going the same direction. And I Ender Pearled a lot, so I throw another Eye of Ender, but it's still going the same direction, so I keep running, and I traveled so far. I figured I should be near the stronghold. So I throw another Eye of Ender, but this one goes backwards, meaning I've already passed the stronghold. So I know it's in the area, and I throw another Eye of Ender. And so I throw another Eye of Ender, but this one goes downwards, meaning it's directly under me. So I stop mining, but then I realize I don't have a pickaxe. So I go to make one, but then I realize I have no wood. And so I start looking around and chop the nearest tree I could. And so I craft the crafting table, sticks, and make a pickaxe. And I finally start heading down. So I make it into the stronghold, and now all that's left to do is find the portal and kill the end dragon. So I end up finding the portal room really fast. And so I just fill the portal and get to the end. I end up spawning on a platform, so after I use an ender pearl to get to the main island. And now I made it to the end. What's left to do is kill the ender dragon. So I put obsidian up here so I can use beds to like quickly kill the dragon. And now I'm just waiting while I craft my beds and explosives. And I see the other dragon circling around, so I pearl in and use beds. Finally, I get to kill the end dragon in a speedrun. But that's not what happened. After I had entered the end and crafted all my explosives, I wait for the dragon to perch, and this is what happened. I end up misplacing my bed, and then that one just broke because of the dragon. And so I messed up everything, and it just started flying away. And then I died to an enderman. I didn't reset my spawn at the end portal, so I died again. And I just chose to go into creative and fly all the way there. So I set my spawn point and flew back to my loot. So I find my loot and I try to kill the dragon, but I died again. Luckily I spotted my spawn point, but I actually didn't have blocks to get there because I was on a platform. So I just went creative and flew again. After I get all my loot, I start going to the middle and get all my explosives ready. But then I also get my crossbow out and start shooting the crystals. But then I realize the dragon's perching, so I get ready to place my beds. And I messed up. To be honest, I didn't actually know how to do it. That was my first time ever attempting to do it, so I just completely failed. And then ended up just having to kill the dragon normally. I did have these respawn anchors that I could blow up though, which did end up doing quite a bit of damage. So I tried placing TNT to blow it up, but it just left. And then I set up TNT before it pitches, but it's pitching while I'm setting up, so it ended up just flying away without anything. And then this enderman just came out of nowhere and started attacking me. So I went creative and flew again. Here it's pitching again, so I let TNT out. But then I just get hit by the dragon. So I tried hitting on a max, but then it blew his breath, and then I tried hitting to the side and just hit me again. So I went back into creative mode and flew. And I started hitting on my pickaxe because that's the first weapon I got. And I was one hit from killing it. So I just got my loot and see what I could do. I tried throwing an ender pearl at it and hit it and water bug clutching. But I couldn't hit in time. So I tried again. But I missed the ender pearl. And then I tried again. But I can't hit the end dragon. So I ender pearl to save myself. So I go an apple so I don't die. And then I try hitting it, but it's just not hitting it. And then I die again. And you can hear me in the background. So I just keep trying punching it with my fist. And I end up killing it with some golden pants. And with that, I beat the game. Also, naturally know that I went to creative. Earlier when I was building the portal, I accidentally misplaced this obsidian. And so I went to creative mode and broke that. Oh, and also the time for the speedrun was 58 minutes and 30 seconds. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I did beat the Ender Dragon, but I did cheat. But I did beat the Ender Dragon. And I have been practicing to speedrun, so I'll eventually beat the Ender Dragon without cheating or anything. Anyways, that's all. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe or whatever. Once again, thank you and goodbye.